Hi, Jessica. Thank you for coming this evening to talk to me a little bit about your diabetes. How long have you had the diabetes?
I found out in 2012.
Okay, so you've had it a little while, about 8 years. And have you been to any classes before?
No.
Oh, okay. So we're going to talk a little bit about a variety of things related to your diabetes. I'm going to start with something very, very simple. It may be all that you're going to need to do to help you have some weight loss and take better care of your diabetes. We're going to talk about a plate method. That's why you see these plates out here. And it's one of the easiest ways to kind of figure out what is going to work in your meal plan. And basically, you divide the plate in three. Okay, so this half of the plate are your low carbohydrate foods, like your salads, your tomatoes, your cucumbers, avocados are good for you, onions, things like that. It doesn't have to be a salad. You could just eat any of these just on their own. You don't have to make a salad every night. Do you tend to eat beans and rice?
I try to stay away from rice because it seems like it makes my blood sugar rise.
That is right. So how did you figure that out?
Because when I do eat it, I notice that I wake up all night having.
Go to the bathroom.
Yeah.
Do you check your sugar at home? Do you have that ability?
I have one, but I got a new one, and it was like, I think it was a Bluetooth one, and I don't know how to use it.
Okay, well we have ones here
Okay.
that will supply you free in the strips, and I'll show you how to use that.
Okay.
But the best way to know is kind of what you did.
Yeah.
You eat something, and if you realize once you have the little machine to check your sugar, you check it 2 hours after, and at 1 hour it'll be the highest, but at 2 it should be back down. And if it's high, then indeed you know.
Yeah.
And when your sugar's high, it does make you go to the bathroom more, because wherever sugar goes, it takes water. And so when it's high in the blood, it's going to pull some of that water, the sugar will, through your urine, and that's why you go. So, but this could be any other kind of vegetables. It could be, they're usually the higher carbohydrate foods, and a lot of times people say they're those white ones. They're the bread, they're the potatoes. Have you heard that?
Yeah.
They're the rice. Okay, so you've heard a little bit about that, and you've probably realized that. And then a third of the plate should be from your meat, okay? And it can be chicken, you can have some beef. Would tortillas be something you might have for dinner or lunch?
Sometimes.
Sometimes.
But I know to stay away from like the white ones, like get the low carb.
That's fantastic, yeah. So you know a little bit about reading labels,
Yeah.
and we're going to talk a lot about that probably the next time you come, so you understand kind of how to read them, because they can be confusing and they've just changed them. So we'll go over that. So what would be your typical dinner?
We do it like this, like
Mm-hmm.
more like the vegetable. It is usually like maybe a rice or a potato
Okay.
type of thing, or noodles
Okay.
or pasta
Okay.
or whatever.
Mhm.
But yeah, I probably could learn to do this a little bit better.
This is another example of a dinner. We're going to give you a lot of choices to make for your meals so that you don't get bored eating the same thing. And this would be sort of the portion sizes. You would add a fruit to this meal as well. But something like an apple may raise your blood sugar more than somebody else who has diabetes and eats an apple. It's all kind of individual, but an apple has skin, and that's full of fiber, so that slows down the raise of your blood sugar when you're eating it. Where some of the other fruit might, like an orange, it's sticky, right?
Yeah.
So we know it's full of sugar. It has some good value. It has vitamin C, but you just need to watch the amount. And sometimes for some people it's just a matter of portion control, and these plates, which you can get, you know, at Publix, that are divided just like that.
Yeah.
And that way it makes it a little easier, because the plate's the right size and it's divided. So you know you could fill the plate once with those amounts. And it just makes it a little easier without having to think and measure. You know, years ago everybody used to have to measure everything and weigh it on a scale. we try and make it simple. And if simple works, then that's perfect for you then. Okay. And what about breakfast?
That's one thing, like, if I'm going to work early in the morning, I tend to stop at like a fast food place and grab breakfast there to eat it in the car on the way, because
Okay.
I'm always in a rush.
And what do you do for a living? What do you work?
I'm a cashier.
A cashier, okay. And we can talk about some alternatives that you can do for breakfast that you can kind of do on the go, make the night before.
Yeah. That's something I would need to work on.
Okay, well, I'm glad to hear you're willing to work.
Yeah.
That's the first thing. And I usually ask people, what is it you would like to accomplish? What are you willing to try and change? And it sounds like you've got quite a few things that you're willing to try and tackle. Because you can make, do you eat oatmeal?
Yeah.
You can make oatmeal the night before, put it in the fridge, put a little fruit in it, and then pull it out in the morning and it's all ready to go. This is an example of something that you could eat, the one piece of wheat bread and a slice of bacon and then a fried egg. That would give you some protein and some of your carbs and fat. Okay, Jessica, it sounded like you were willing to make a few changes, and one of them would be to try and do a little better with the portion sizes, as we talked about with getting a plate that's divided like this, and also making a few changes with the breakfast, and try not to do the fast foods. There are some fast food you can get that would still follow your meal plan, but I think if you do it on your own, it'd be a little healthier.
Yeah.
Okay. And then we'll have you come back. I'm going to have you write down some foods that you eat breakfast, lunch, and dinner for a few days, especially a couple of days before you come and see me. And that way I can see if there's any gaps of things that maybe we need to change. Would you be willing to keep a record like that? Seems like we've accomplished a lot tonight, and that you're willing to make some changes and follow a meal plan similar to this one. And then we'll have you come back and see how it's going and see if you have any questions, and I'll give you some reading material to take with you as well. And then again, we do have the classes that you can come